Hello, I'm Dan, this is my garage, and these are my songs. Episode 5, Track 5, Hurt Locker. This is a song that's definitely a bit of a departure from the previous 4, but I figured after having 4 songs that were all very large and loud, it would be good to do something with a little bit more groove, a little bit more space, a little bit of a lower energy. It's worth noting that this song has no relation at all to the movie The Hurt Locker. It's just a cool phrase that I thought was neat. I actually didn't come up with any lyrics for it until months later. I just had this phrase, Hurt Locker, thought that would make a cool idea for a song, until I started thinking about this idea that a hurt locker is like a thing you put yourself in. You hold the keys to it, but for some reason we don't let ourselves out. Sort of build our own prison, as it were, and we don't even realize we're doing it. Somebody told me a long time ago, pain is unavoidable, but suffering is a choice. The tricky part is the blurry line between those two. Obviously, we all know that pain is a part of life, and we can only avoid it but so much. But I think sometimes we might get used to it, and it feels familiar to where we don't even realize that we're the ones trapping ourselves in that pain. There's a line in the song, the song it never ends when you sing it. Like, if you keep telling yourself and you keep saying the things like, oh, I'm miserable, oh, I don't like this, or this thing hurts, or whatever, it's never going to stop as long as you keep talking about it. If it becomes the default mood that you're in, if it becomes just the way that you get through the day, we never even stop to consider that sometimes maybe the thing that caused us this pain is long since gone and we're the ones just getting stuck in a habit. This is something I've witnessed both in myself and in other people. There's a couple of lines in here, inhaling but not breathing, heart bleeding, never healing. It's about this idea that we can be technically alive, but we don't really feel alive. Without dealing with trauma or pain, if we don't deal with them, they don't go away. They just sit there and they can fossilize into our core, and then they just become part of us permanently. There's a line in there, the wind is blowing and the storm shows you what's underneath. I've had this kind of metaphor in my head for years that big experiences are kind of like tornadoes. They might blow away what's on top, and then they reveal what's underneath. It's been said that emotions are actually information. They show us what's important to us. They show us where we are vulnerable. Emotions can actually reveal to us the type of things that we are sensitive about. And so we can choose to do with that information what we want. We can either work on it and maybe try to get past it, or we can just keep doing what we have been doing and sitting in a prison of our own making. I don't think that's any way to go through life. But unless we break the cycle inside here, it's never going to stop. Musically, I thought a cool way to represent that would be to have like a cycle of chords that kind of just keeps going on. Originally, when I wrote the song, it had like a drum loop that was just like the same thing kind of over and over again. And the stuff that goes on changes. There's different guitar parts and vocals and stuff like that. But the idea that we keep perpetuating the cycle and it just keeps going on and on and on. From a guitar perspective, I always look for excuses to get out my Strat and try to shoehorn some Eric Johnson licks in here somewhere. But what I wanted to do on this song was, I didn't want it to just sound like I was trying to copy another person's style, because why would I do that? He's way better than I am. Because his music is always so bright and positive and light feeling, I thought it would be cool to try to take that style of playing and put it over a song that was darker and a little bit heavier. I kind of had this idea that because the actual vocal melody of the song didn't move around a whole lot, it kind of just stayed in its own little zone, and there was a few harmonies, but it didn't really go all over the place, that the actual vocals in the song represent kind of a person who's kind of glazed over in their face a little bit, and they're just kind of living in their pain and not really having a lot of expression. And the guitar in the song kind of represents vitality and life trying to get out, and it goes all over the place. It screams and it kind of says this and it says that. The voice in the song just keeps saying the same thing over and over again, and that kind of represents, I think, the tension of a person's true self trying to get out, while what's on the surface might be kind of just droning along and being depressed. I don't know if that comes across when you listen to it, but for me, it was kind of a cool concept to try to work into a song creatively. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about track 6, Live and Breathe, which I think is a highlight of the album, and I think you're going to like it.